What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Big Dog here, and I'm here to give you guys my thoughts on SummerSlam 2018. I'm gonna run through the matches. I might not necessarily score every match because I really don't know how I feel. I usually like to watch things twice before I necessarily give it a score. But I'm probably gonna give you my overall thoughts on the SummerSlam as a whole and the matches that I watched. I watched SummerSlam entirely. I did not watch the kickoff show, so I know I missed a couple things. But let's dive into what I did see, and let's start with the first match, with Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins, with Dean Ambrose in Seth's corner and Drew McIntyre in Dolph's corner, which I thought this was a very good match, a very good opening match, and probably my favorite match of the night. Listen, Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler, two great performers, and then the fact that it wasn't. I didn't know if the match would be overshadowed by Dean or what Dean Drew McIntyre, the big effect they had. Because I really just wanted to see Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler perform. They put on a great match, and I thought that match for me was the match of the night, in my opinion. Moving on to I'm probably just gonna shoot around with like different matches. I'm actually kind of one thing I'm disappointed about. I would have to say is like the treatment of Kevin Owens. I think it's just his booking, man. It's like you have a guy whose reputation was known as a complete badass and will fight anybody, and then you have him going up against Strowman. It's pretty much like a squash match, and that choke slam on the outside onto the steel onto the steel ramp. When Kevin Owens bounced, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I think he might actually be mad at Strowman because Strowman slammed the shit out of him. It was all good, you know what I'm saying? And I thought, I understand Strowman's booking, but at the same time, that's going to lead me right into another match. Strowman's build was super big, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? People were super hyped. And so that's when he came out during the main event. And the pop he got was fucking amazing. Like, the pop he got was huge. I think he probably had the biggest pop of the night, other than I'm not going to say who had the biggest pop of the night, but he had a pretty big pop when he came out there, and everybody thought he was going to enter the match, and then he gets hit with an F5, and he's down for like I don't know, like 2 minutes or so, and then Brock starts to hit him with the chair. We've seen Braun Strowman pop up from an F5 like it was nothing. And so for him to stay down that long and wait for Brock to get that, which was kind of weird. I'm super happy Roman won the title. I'm a fan of Roman's. I was honestly tired of like him and Brock fighting each other though, because I pretty much don't care about that simply because I'm kind of tired of Brock Lesnar just in general because he's not the performer he used to be. He's just a guy who goes out there and utilize like a couple moves. He's good in like short spans. He's not good for long matches. So that's why how they utilize him this time. I still think he's a good performer. It's just I prefer the old style that he had, other than just the constant suplexes and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm definitely happy Roman has a title. Brock having it as long as he did always bothered me. He wasn't never there to defend a title. What is a title? It made the title just seem like it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? What is everybody on the roster fighting for? You know what I'm saying? And that was like pointless to me. Also, another thing that I really enjoyed seeing Finn Balor, his match with Baron Corbin, I enjoyed. It was to me, it was about like seeing the demon and seeing him just like squash Corbin because I don't really like the angle they have with Corbin whatsoever. But seeing Finn Balor bring out the demon was nice. I wish that I wish the match mattered more, or it was against someone else, and we got a longer match. But I guess it's just some stuff you have to deal with. Also, match that I think I enjoyed, but I don't think everybody was really into was like Shinsuke Nakamura and Jeff Hardy. And I think Jeff Hardy even realizes like, yo, these people aren't into this match. Like, he's like, and I kind of feel like at some point he kind of like stopped caring because he's like, yo, it's just yeah, okay. Jeff Hardy and Shinsuke. And I feel like if like I don't think the crowd sometimes realize that they make a match. I know a lot of people love NXT matches, and I think the matches there are great. But I think something that helps the NXT is the crowd at those NXT matches. Those guys are raucous the whole time. They bring out they're constantly yelling, and I don't think during the main roster matches they do that as much. And I don't think it's just because the wrestling. I think it's just how they do it because some of those matches are good, but they're not all that they're hyped up to be. But I think the crowd plays a big part. I think the crowd always plays a big part in matches, uh, and I think that's what really hurt the Jeff Hardy and Shinsuke because I actually enjoyed the match, just the crowd wasn't as into it. The women's match, the Ronda Rousey, I've wanted Alexa Bliss to lose because it's not that I don't really like her simply not because it's her. Once again, it's because of her booking. They make her seem like somebody who's always have to run to win. I want her to. I like her character. I like the attitude that she has, but I need her to also seem like a threat. And so when she fought Ronda, I knew I'm like, yeah, this is not Ronda's winning this easily, and that's pretty much what happened. It was dominant. Then you have your champion looking weak to someone else like Ronda. You have to don't just make Ronda seem like everybody's afraid of her. You have to make the people like they actually want to go at her. You know what I'm saying? So that would make for a much competitive women's division. And Charlotte women winning the SmackDown Women's Championship. I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan of Charlotte Flair. I think she puts on phenomenal matches, but for her to have the belt again, it's just like, hey, we don't really know what we got going with this. Let's just give it to Charlotte. It seems like a cop out. Becky Lynch turn that seems like what the fans really want it. I'm happy about that. No more happy Becky. I need Becky to do some whooping people in the back type stuff. I need that. Speaking of whooping people in the back, because when I think people getting whooped in the back, it takes me back to like the '90s and the early 2000s, where like had all the storylines were really really good and you cared about what was going on. Samoa Joe and AJ Styles really enjoyed that. The whole family element. Samoa Joe talking trash about his family. It's like, yo, I told you your daddy was coming home, but I guess not. I'll be your new daddy. And like that match in disqualification didn't bother me at all because I just enjoyed the 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 story that was being told with and that's being told with those two. I enjoyed that a lot. I think Samoa Joe is going to eventually get that belt. Uh, the tag team match between the Bludgeon Brothers and the New Day, I liked. I thought it was pretty good. It was okay. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a New Day versus Usos type thing, but I thought it was a pretty good, solid match. You know what I'm saying? It didn't. I wasn't bored. And the Miz versus Daniel Bryan. You know how you playing a game and you and your friend want the same character, and then y'all get the same character, so y'all end up doing the same move. That's kind of like what that was. And Daniel Bryan ended up losing, but I was like, I like the Miz simply because the Miz is one of the few people who go out there and really cut a great promo. Okay, a great promo, and he says things, and but I need him to be more Miz instead of Daniel Bryan. You know what I'm saying? I need him to get back to just do what the Miz does instead of all the Daniel Bryan. I know it's playing like that's what it's all about. That's why he's doing it because he's messing with Daniel Bryan, getting on his skin. But I need to go back to being a Miz. Uh, yeah, I think that's all the matches. Um, yeah, I really enjoyed SummerSlam. I really, really, I think I enjoyed it. I don't think any match bored me. Uh, yeah, those are my thoughts on SummerSlam 2018. I thought it was a solid pay per view. I've scored it. I have to give the pay per view as a whole 8 out of 10. Simply because some of the matches were too short. So I didn't like the current. I don't like the current booking of some characters. I mean some superstars and divas. Well, and certain superstars. I'm just gonna say superstars because they are superstars. But other than that, and I like the ending. You know what I'm saying. They usually blow endings a lot. This ending, I think I was more on board with, and so yeah, I think as a whole, I would have to give SummerSlam 2018 an 8 out of 10. It can improve quite a bit, but with what they did and what all the matches and the time they had to do and all the matches they had slated, I think this was a solid, very solid pay per view, and I think it's a step up from last year's. I think it's a step up from last year. Last year wasn't that great, but yeah, this was good. So you guys, let me know what you thought about this pay per view down in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more. I only review pay per views, people. That's it, just for pay per views. So let me know what you thought down in the comments, and I'll catch up with you guys later. I'm out.